So I did a bit of digging on these business rates. So April next year, business rates are increasing quite significantly. So I spoke to a pub landlady yesterday, and it's going to double. The monthly outgoing on business rates is going to double. And whether this is another one for the backbench MPs that might be watching this, when you are supporting these things, you're actively killing business. Because when I'm out and about in the community and I speak to business owners, small businesses, pubs, cafes, small entrepreneurial enterprises in my local community, they are all, without exception, they are all telling me, what's the point? What's the point? These are passionate people. They've tried to make something in the local community. They've tried to create a small business that benefits the community, and they're running pubs, they're running cafes, they're running little craft shops. And this government is doing everything they can to try and stamp that out. And these people, they're at their wits' end, and they'll just cash it in. They'll cash it in. So the message is also for, Rachel Reeves. Again, where do you think, right, when you're looking at your pot of cash from revenues that you then use to spend on public services to benefit and keep the UK running, where do you think that money comes from? Where do you think those taxes come from? You know this, Miss Reeves. You know this. So why are you targeting these people? Why are you targeting employers that employ people that generate tax incomes and national insurance revenues? And you're targeting small and medium businesses that are also employing people, and they're also contributing to the tax coffers that you then use to ensure that the UK public services are provided for the whole of the country, for the citizens. This is not complicated stuff. I've sat down with my two teenage daughters and I've gone through this, and I said, right, if you run in the country, how do you think that works? And they simplified it in that way I've just said. All this over-regulation and, a grotesque taxation system that cannot deal with anything other than one PAYE income stream. I've got 3 sources of income at the moment. My tax code looks like a pinball machine. I'm getting letters every other week. Oh, your tax code's changed. We need to take this more. We need to estimate this. What? The entire HMRC in this country needs the heart of it ripping out and starting again. It's a taxation system that was developed decades ago for a particular purpose, when everybody got up in the morning, went to their single place of employment and paid their taxes, and it was easy. The taxation system hasn't kept up with modern practice and modern ways of employment, the gig economy. It's ridiculous. I only know that because I had a conversation when my 2 of my income streams were cut in half, without any warning one month, and I rang them up and I said, what's going on? What's going on with my income this month? Oh, it's because we've had to re-estimate what I'm likely to earn by May next year. What about now? Living now, in the here and now? It's chaotic. The entire taxation system in this country is without fitness of purpose. Fact. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Where does the government think that these revenues come from? They come from workers, people that are employed, and they come from business revenues. That's why you're having to find inventive ways of squeezing more tax out of people with these ridiculous business rates. It's all right. We're a bit tight now. We'll just double business rates. There was another video I saw yesterday. One of them's got pub in London Business rates going up 147%. In what sane universe can you just put 147% increase on something and expect people just to wear it? And then they wonder why people are giving up work and going on the benefits. I know people sitting here today, and you'll know people out there, they're saying, what's the point of working? They've done their sums, they've done their basic income and outgoings, and they said, actually, we're better off not going to work. Why am I getting up at 5 o'clock every morning and getting in at 6 at night for an extra 40 quid? For an extra 40 quid a month? You're creating a completely pessimistic mindset in people. You're pushing them away from entrepreneurship. You're pushing them away from innovation. You're pushing them away from trying to do better for themselves with your policies and your actions. How can business just wear 147% increase? Oh, it's all right. Yeah, well, the government needs to raise taxes to pay for essential services. That's the point. You're not spending it on essential services. You're spaffing it away on interest and nice to haves. Rant over. Backbench MPs, look at it. Look at what's happening. Don't support this stuff. Please do not support this stuff. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. Fight against it. If you really want to do some good, get these idiots out of these front bench cabinet positions. Get them out. Start with Lammy. Start with Reeves and the Prime Minister. Get rid. It's gone quiet from Miliband at the moment. I don't know. I think they've took him off air because I think he's losing the plot a little bit. But those three in particular, Angela Rayner did her own legs. Result. Think about it. If you're in the back bench and you have the power to do something about it, you cannot fail to see now that those three individuals in particular are creating a lot of damage for the country and a lot of damage for the citizens. Do the right thing. I've said before, do the right thing. Don't just sit there going along with this stuff. Fight back. Put yourself forward for the leadership. There's good people. I've seen it. There was something in the press recently. A bunch of rebels, backbench rebels, are fighting against Lammy's jury trials. They're rebelling against it. That's the kind of people that need to come to the front. Maybe then Labour would have a chance. Think about it. Think about it in your own party. Talk about it within the Labour Party. Are these people good for us? No, they're not. You know they're not. Do something about it. Right. See you later. Cheers.